Hello friends, I am Anupam Mathur, BE Electrical and Electronics. Today we are going to discuss about electrical cables. First of all, we should know what the cables are. Cables are generally the medium of transmission and distribution of electrical energy. First of all, I am going to just give you a brief introduction about cables. So for classification of cables, cables are generally classified according to their voltage, insulation, conductor and construction. As per voltage classification, cables are classified as LT cables which are up to 1 kV and HT cables which ranges from 1 kV to 11 kV. As per insulation, cables are classified as PVC and XLPE. Generally, these two insulations were used in industries. And according to conductor, it is aluminium or copper. As per construction, it is single core or multi-core depending upon the use. Now, the major concern for electrical engineers is to proper selection of cables. First of all, we should know why we size electrical cables is required. Proper sizing of electrical cables is required. Electrical cables should be sized properly so that it can operate continuously under full load conditions without the damage of their insulation. Second, withstand the short circuit conditions flowing through cables. And third, avoid excessive voltage drops. In this slide, we are going to discuss the factors considered while selecting the cables. In brief, the first step is to gather the cable data, cable details, such as load details, the type of load, whether it is motor load or feeder load, and cable construction, type of construction, whether single core, multi-core, armored, unarmored, and the installation conditions, whether they are laid in conduit, in ground, in air, in duct. Second point is cable selection based on current rating. Now in this, current rating may be base current ratings, that is the catalog which is given by manufacturer, and the installed current ratings, that is the derated factors after applying derated factors. And the third is cable selection according to the coordination with protective devices, means the protective devices which we are using in the feeder or motor, like it may be fuse, it may be relay, it may be circuit breaker. And the third is voltage drop. As you all know that whenever current flows through a cable, there is a voltage drop across it due to its resistance and reactance, which is given by Ohm's law. According to this equation, the voltage drop is directly proportional to the current and the impedance of the cable. Here are the formulas to calculate the voltage drop for three phase. Voltage drop is given by root 3 I r cos phi plus x sin phi L divided by number of runs into 1000. For single phase supply, it is given by 2I r cos phi plus x sin phi L upon number of runs into 1000. And for DC voltage, it is given by 2I r L upon number of runs into 1000. Here, I is full load current, R is AC resistance of cable, which is given in ohms per kilometer, that is for AC supply, and DC resistance of cable in ohms per kilometer for DC voltage. And X is the reactance of cable, ohm per kilometer. These all data is given in the catalog, manufacturer's catalog. And the cos phi is power factor of the load. And L is the length of cable in meters. You should also know the maximum permissible voltage drop. For LT system, for the running condition, it should be less than or equal to 5%, and for starting condition, it should be less than or equal to 15%. Starting condition occurs generally in the case of motors. For HT system, it is less than or equal to 3% for running and 5% or for less than or equal to 5% for starting. The fourth step for setting the cable is short circuit temperature rise, which will be given by A is equal to I root T divided by K, where A is the cross-sectional area of conductor, I is the fault current, which is given in kiloamperes, and T is the duration of fault current in seconds. That is based on the protective device we are using. For LV fuses, which is used as a protective device, for fixed equipments, the duration of fault current is 5 seconds, and for socket outlets and portable equipments, it should be zero point 0.4 second. If we are using circuit breaker as a protective device, the duration of fault current is zero point 0.2 second. And if we are using the circuit breaker without instantaneous protection, that is if we are using the relays like IDMT relays, then the duration of fault current is 1 second. And K, here K is the short circuit temperature rise constant, that is equivalent to 94 for aluminium and 143 for copper. Hope you like the data which I have given, and in the next slide we will discuss the steps in detail. Thank you.